Hello, my name is Tevis, and welcome to my YouTube channel, where I'm attempting to relearn Mandarin Chinese. A little bit about myself: I'm not some sort of polyglot or some sort of language learning expert. I am just a normal person. I had an opportunity to learn Mandarin about 10 years ago, and since then I've let my Mandarin fade. So, a little bit about me. I took 2 years of Mandarin in high school, and by the end of 2 years, I can confidently say I could count to 10. I had to skip a few numbers to get there, but I made it to 10. One of the hardest things for me learning Mandarin back then versus now has always been tones. Tones have always been difficult for me. Now, learning Mandarin really didn't happen for me until I fully immersed myself. And about 10 years ago, I had an amazing opportunity to live in Taiwan for 2 years. At that time, I fully immersed myself in the language, among the people, in the culture, and with the food too. From the time I got back from Taiwan, I've never really been able to learn Mandarin like I was when I was living there. And I don't think I can fully immerse myself like I once did, but I want to be able to learn Mandarin once more. So this channel is a little bit about my journey. It's going to be my journal, my YouTube style journal, where I can go back in about a year and I can see where I was versus where I am now. And I'll be able to compare with who I once was to who I am now. And this is just the beginning. Now, the reason I'm relearning Mandarin is because I have an opportunity later this year to go back to Taiwan. And I don't want to experience Taiwan through translations, through someone helping me experience it. I want to be able to experience it the way I once experienced it, through my own ability with Mandarin. So where is my Mandarin right now? Am I still fluent like I once was? Has it gone down? I think that's something that I want to test, and maybe that's some future videos. Future video I will create. I wouldn't say I'm starting from zero, but I would say I'm starting more from a beginner level than maybe an intermediate where I was when I left Taiwan. Definitely wouldn't say I was advanced, but I would say my language has definitely declined. Tones are still extremely difficult for me. I'm getting them wrong constantly, and I don't feel like my confidence is where it once was with learning Mandarin. Next, I want to talk a little bit about where I want to be in my Mandarin journey. I definitely want to be able to feel confident again talking to people. I want to be able to connect with people, whether I meet them on the street or I can message them over Facebook or whatever it is. I want to be able to feel like I can talk to someone again and be able to get to know them through Mandarin. Later this year, I have an awesome opportunity to go back to Taiwan. And one of the goals is I want to be able to go back to Taiwan and experience it through my language, be able to experience it for myself and not through someone having to translate it for me. I want to be able to reconnect with Taiwan like I once did. And part of this journey is I don't want to fear making mistakes. I want the mistakes to be part of the journey. And I want everyone to be able to see that I'm just a normal guy. I make mistakes. I learned Mandarin 10 years ago. What's going to be different now compared to what I did back then? I think for one, I can use podcasts, movies, shows, music. There's a lot more resources that I have. So I want to be a little bit more intentional with what I'm learning. I might be able to think of some conversations that I'll have in the future, and I'll be able to know exactly how I might navigate those conversations, what language, what words I would use. And then another part of relearning Mandarin, I really want to focus on tones and pronunciation this time. Those have been, especially tones. Tones has always been a hard part of learning Mandarin for me. I think another part that I need to be a little bit more intentional about is learning every day. I know with everyday life it might be a little tricky life might get in the way, but I want to be a little bit more intentional and I want to be able to add a little bit more structure to the way I learn. Right now, my goals for relearning Mandarin really revolves around my trip later this year to go back to Taiwan. I'd also like to take one of the HSK tests. The HSK test kind of tests where your Mandarin level is at. So I'd love to take one of those and see where my level's at. I want to talk a little bit about the challenges I foresee in relearning Mandarin. One of them for sure is confidence level. I want to feel confident when I talk to people in Mandarin, and right now I can say that I'm not too confident. So I need to start building that up. I think I just need to throw myself into the fire, to be honest, like I once did when I was in Taiwan. Is just try and know that I will be making some mistakes, that I might feel a little foolish, but once I make those mistakes, they're just learning opportunities, really. I need to learn from those opportunities and get back up and continue forward. I think another challenge of mine is being comfortable on camera. I'm not very comfortable with the whole camera stuff, but this is something that I really want to try and do, especially leading up to the Taiwan trip. And so this is something that I'm gonna push through. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. I don't think this channel is about chasing perfection. This channel is about progress, about making mistakes and getting back up again. I just want to be able to show myself that even though I once knew Mandarin pretty well, and now that it's faded, that I can relearn it. I don't think this channel is going to be used to compare myself to others. All I want to use this channel for is comparing myself to how I once was. I'm sure in a year I'll watch this video back again, and even though I didn't speak Mandarin today, maybe in a future video I will. I need to build up my confidence in speaking again. And so maybe that's the first step I take, is maybe next video I speak a little bit more in Mandarin so that I can have a benchmark to compare myself to. But I just would love to invite anyone who's wanting to learn a language or to relearn a language to follow along, follow my journey, and maybe create one of your own. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you again next time. Thanks.